Hi there, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to give a quick update about some of the projects that I've been working on, some of the stuff that's going to be coming up on the channel, and also ask some questions. I would be interested to get some feedback from those of you who watch these videos about a couple of things that I'm thinking about. So what we're looking at here in the background is a project that I released a couple years ago on itch.io called Beach. I created this as part of Screensaver Jam, which was a lot of fun actually. And this is available for download either with or without music. I'm playing the one that has this kind of weird spacey music. The music is like a little bit generative in that there are a bunch of different audio files and it kind of blends between them over time. So some kind of simple generativity. I kind of want to do a version of this where I update it to HDRP because I think that might look nice. This still uses like the old Unity water and old reflections and stuff. So I think actually there could be some, and this is like old post-processing, so there probably could make it look nicer, which I might do. I might do like a Beach 2 at some point in the future. And I'll do a recording of this without me talking over it as well for the channel. That's something I've been meaning to do for a long time also. So the first thing I wanted to make you guys aware of is I've released a new project on itch.io. You can download the playable game for free. It's called Alias City 1. So this was my entry for Proc Jam and 7-Day FPS 2018. And it's kind of a walking simulator. I used Unity 2018.3 and the new high definition rendering pipeline, which has a bunch of interesting lighting and kind of graphics features, including volumetric lighting, some new post-processing stuff, rectangle lights and area lights, and I used all of those. So it was kind of an experiment to learn those things, see what we could get visually, and then also kind of exploring some kind of like 3D visual art kind of stuff. I'll talk about this more in another video, but I've been kind of just thinking about, you know, what we can do in using game technology, almost like in a fine art, installation art kind of direction. And so this project is kind of a step in that direction. So you may be interested to check it out. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to release the source for the project, the full Unity project and the Ableton Live music session file. It's got some cool procedural generative music in it, or I guess generative is probably the better word. So I'm going to release the full Unity project and the music project source file. I'm going to put those up on itch. I'm going to release it for $10. It includes the source for Strata. So I can't make it cheaper than Strata because that would be kind of self-defeating. So I'm going to try a price of $10. I don't know if anybody's going to buy it. If you do and you find it cool, let me know. My thinking is it's kind of like it's a small complete game project. So it has like a menu, music, procedural generation, character controller, post-processing, some graphics stuff. And so it may be something that's cool for people to just grab and play around with and explore, see how it's set up, see how it works, etc. Maybe not. If nobody buys it, of course, no hard feelings. And then I've got an update for Strata coming soon. I've gotten some good feedback. Thank you to the folks who are giving feedback on the Unity forums and the itch forums. I've got some really good notes from there, some changes that I'm going to make. I'll probably do a batch with a few more small changes, and then there's a bigger change that I'm thinking about, which is to replace instead of generating the data as ASCII characters, doing it as either an enum or maybe kind of a scriptable object standing as in an enum. That'll be a bigger kind of architectural update. But it's something I've been thinking about for a while, and then somebody raised it as an issue on the forums, and that kind of validated what was kind of a thought in the back of my mind, basically about getting rid of the ASCII part of it and doing something a little more robust. So that's something I'm thinking about. The other thing that I'm thinking about is maybe starting a Patreon where I post all of these projects, and people who subscribe can download like all the stuff that I'm working on, like Strata, these kind of prototype projects, maybe some of these Ableton source files for people who are interested in that, some of the Mac stuff, basically everything. All these kind of experiments. I probably wouldn't put the source for Monarch Black up there because it's not done. But I wonder if that's something people would be interested in. I'm basically thinking about, here's the thing that I'm thinking about. I've been selling Strata for about 2 months now. It's making about $100 a month, which is good, and I'm very thankful for. But that's not money that really moves the needle and makes a big difference in my life. Of course, in some other people's life, maybe it would. But I'm kind of like a middle-aged man with a full-time job. And for me to spend a lot of time on things, I don't want to say it has to make money, but it's difficult for me to justify saying, okay, I'm going to spend hours and hours and hours on this thing if it doesn't make money, and it doesn't make money consistently. Partly I do it because I enjoy it, right? And that's important. But it's not something I can just do forever and have it make no money. I need to think about making money, right? Because I have a family and limited time. So I'm thinking about the Patreon model almost as like a software as a service type thing, where basically I'm making stuff, I'm releasing it, supporting it, and there's ongoing income coming in. The asset store model or the asset model of like, I make this thing, sell it once for $10, and then am supposed to ship updates, provide support, and so on, economically is a very difficult model. And again, probably it works for some people, also probably for things that require less support. Strata is not a super complicated asset, but it is a software with a lot of code, and that requires thinking and upkeep. So I'm thinking about that. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that, those of you who are watching this. Leave me a comment below. Would you be interested in, and obviously Patreon, you can just pay, not pay, jump on and off. It's not like a big commitment, but it's like if I were consistently releasing code and projects and stuff, would you be interested to support for maybe $5 a month? I don't know. It's an idea. So I would like to hear your feedback about that. The other thing, I meant to mention this earlier in the video. Okay, there's going to be some like stuff popping around because I need to open my browser. I've started writing a daily blog. This is the post for today on documenting the process. Ironically, what I'm doing right now. It's very meta. But basically, it's where I'm writing about creative process. I'm talking about a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about the channel, but from a more holistic, creative perspective. And I'm also talking about some of the other stuff that I kind of think about, like kind of broader creativity stuff and meditation and writing a journal and that kind of stuff. So you guys may find that interesting as well as creators. It's stuff that is very important to me, actually, outside of all this kind of technology stuff. So I'm writing this every day, every morning, Central European time. And they're not long posts, but, perhaps you'll be interested to check that out and find it valuable. And so then the last question that I have for you all is, for those of you who watch more than one video on this channel, if you just found the channel, this video is probably not so interesting to you. But for those of you guys who watch more than one thing, what about this is most valuable to you? What would you like to see more of? Is it kind of this process documentation showing what I'm working on? Is it more tutorial style stuff? I have some more loose tutorial stuff coming up for Alias City 1. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be over the next few weeks on the channel. But what is it that you find valuable? I'd like this channel to be valuable for people. Obviously, I'm not going to completely change what it is. I'm still doing stuff that's creatively interesting to me and talking about the work that I'm doing. But within that, I would be interested to hear what it is that you enjoy or find cool or a waste of time or whatever. So leave me a comment below. If you found this interesting, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can be updated when new videos come out. I'm trying to release videos every weekend. That's my goal. I'm not sure if I'll be able to be completely consistent with it, but that is the idea. So if you enjoy this stuff, check back every weekend and there should be something new for you. And yeah, with that being said, thanks so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.